this edition of RPPV News. Alleged corruption in horse racing, a booming community, and a new generation of artists. Hello, I'm Catie Sharp. Welcome to the latest edition of RPPV News, bringing you stories from across Frankston and the Mornington Peninsula. Lockdown continues as cases increase and exposure sites creep closer to our area, with several in Seaford and Carrum Downs and a new site in Frankston. Tower Hill IGA Ritchie's is the Tier 2 site again, but this time it's the supermarket rather than the bottle shop. If you are at IGA on the afternoon of Tuesday the 17th of August, you need to get tested immediately, then isolate until you receive a negative result. Meanwhile, vaccinations are now open to anyone over the age of 16, which is good news for our Year 12 students. While our major hubs are heavily booked for the next month, many local medical centres are offering both Pfizer and AstraZeneca and may have earlier appointments available. Detectives from the Sporting Integrity Intelligence Unit arrested 2 people this week as part of an investigation into alleged illegal activity within the racing industry. Warrants were executed in Keilor East, Wallen and Mornington, and 2 people were arrested, a 38-year-old Keilor East man and a 47-year-old Mornington woman. The man was interviewed for offences including trafficking cocaine and conspiracy to defraud Racing Victoria Limited stewards. The Mornington woman, reported by some news outlets to be a local trainer, was interviewed about conduct that would corrupt a betting outcome and conspiracy to defraud. The investigation has focused on the alleged use of illegal substances in racing and corrupt betting practices, as well as the use, possession and trafficking of cocaine. Police are also considering making a formal referral to the Veterinary Practitioners Board, suggesting that one of the arrested people is a registered vet. Anyone with information about illegal activity in the racing industry is urged to contact Crime Stoppers. The peninsula's population is growing, and by 2036 we will have over 200,000 residents. This means the peninsula will need around 1,200 new homes per year to provide enough housing. The Shire has developed a sustainable approach to meet the range of housing needed, from houses to apartments to aged care facilities. They also wish to ensure the values and character of the peninsula are protected. The changes to the planning scheme required to implement this approach are called Planning Scheme Amendment C219 Morn. These controls relate to such items as building height and design, landscaping and fences. The amendment also proposes to simplify existing planning controls to make them easier to understand and reduce the need for planning permits, particularly for one house on a lot. This means more applications will be processed under the building regulations without needing a planning permit. The Shire wants to know what the community thinks of the proposed changes. They have extended the consultation period by 5 weeks to give everyone a chance to have their say. They've also added webinars explaining exactly what the amendment means. So to have your views heard, you'll need to lodge a submission by the closing date of Friday the 29th of October. Go to the Shire website for details. The gateway to Flinders, 33 Cook Street, has gone under the hammer, and lockdown didn't slow down the bidding. An online auction for the group of 10 shops ended with a sale price of over $6 million, nearly $2 million above the reserve price. That works out to more than $3,000 per square metre of land and about $9,400 per square metre of the building area. There were over 230 inquiries and 6 registered bidders, with 5 bidding fiercely on auction day. There's no word of who the winning bidders are or what they plan to do with the prime real estate. The latest weather data shows we're in for a wet spring. Released this week, the forecast of above-average rainfall suggests a below-average fire risk for the summer, but it is also likely to result in continuous grass and crop fuels growth, which means a potential increase in grass fire conditions once the vegetation dries out. Luckily, it's also good weather for planned burning works, which together with slashing and mulching will help reduce bushfire risk. You can help by keeping grasses on your property cut low, especially around buildings. And if you do get caught near a grass fire, don't jump into your car, just walk 2 streets back and keep clear of responding trucks. And the Mornington Peninsula Regional Gallery is looking for the next generation of artists. Entries are now open for their first ever VC exhibition. Called New Wave 22, it will showcase the creative ideas of a new generation of Peninsula artists. New Wave 22 is open to all VCE art and studio art students from government, Catholic and independent schools within the Shire. Works may be created in any medium, so if you're currently doing VCE art, go to the MPRG website for details. Entries close at the end of November. After the break, we go to Patricia with the coming week's weather report.
There's a quiet revolution happening on the rooftops of Australia. And at Solar Heart, we're proud to be leading the charge. One home, one family, one solar panel at a time, helping smart Aussies make a real difference to the planet, cutting their energy bills and connecting them to their smart energy future. Get smart, get Solar Heart.
RPPV and Bendigo Bank have a long-standing relationship. Without the Bendigo Bank, we wouldn't have a transmitter site, we wouldn't have a studio, we wouldn't have an outside broadcast fan, and without them, we can't tell the stories that we think the Bendigo Bank community, our community, needs to hear.
Thanks, Bendigo Bank.
Thanks for your support.
Established in 1988, Progress Signs has been servicing the local community for 30 years. Located on the Mornington Peninsula, they are the #1 destination for all your signage needs, specialising in a variety of signage from vehicles to shop fronts, occasional and corporate events, short-term, long-term and everything in between. If it's signs you need, be it large or small, Progress Signs is the place to call. Available 24/7 at progress-signs.com.au or call the team on 5975 9188. Thinking signs? Think Progress Signs, a station sponsor.
Hello, I'm Patricia and welcome to this week's RPP Mornington Peninsula 7-day weather forecast. This week we are once again staying close to home and revisiting the stunning St. Andrews Beach. A good day for it too. Now let's turn to this week's weather. Today, Saturday the 28th of August, has been another beautiful sunny day. With a touch of morning fog, we reach a top of 17 and a low of 7. Sunday sees the cold returning on a return to wintry conditions. Expect a wet day with a 90% chance of showers across the peninsula. We will be looking for a top of 13 and a low of 8. Monday sees most of the rain passing to reveal a mostly cloudy day. We can expect a low of 7 and a high of 16. Tuesday sees some rain returning with a low of 11 and a high of 19. Wednesday, the 1st of September, sees the sun returning, which should be a great way to start spring. Expect a low of 9 and a warm high of 21. The sun continues to shine on Thursday, bringing us a low of 13 and a high of 23. And finally, Friday brings a partly cloudy day with a 50% chance of rain. We should feel a low of 15 and a top of 22. Well, that's all for this week. Try to enjoy these warmer conditions as best as you can. And until next time, please remember to support your local businesses. Take good care.
And to our surf guru, Muzz, with the surf report.
Hi guys, Muzz here with this week's Peninsula Surf Report. Lockdown's still well and truly on its way and happening for at least another week. We've had a pretty good run of waves and looks like it's going to be off for most of this week and into next week again. If you can surf, there will be another big swell next week, probably about Monday or Tuesday. Winds won't be great, but the swell size will be pretty good. Was good early this week. Monday was probably one of the bigger days we've had, but the crowd was quite phenomenal for the Mornington Peninsula for lockdown. I don't know where all these people come from, but there was an awful lot in the water. So but this week coming, plenty of waves, so we'll have fun and hopefully we can get in the water. See you next week.
And that's all from our team here at RPP News, serving the community with stories that matter to you. Keep watching and do tell your friends. Stay safe, use the QR codes and get vaccinated if you can. Bringing you the news from coast to coast across Frankston and the Mornington Peninsula, I'm Catie Sharp. See you for the next edition.
Thank you.